So I am back, and as the title states, I will be talking about the beginning of my MSC story. My main character, who is this girl right here, who is my minifee tan Celine. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix her wig, so she'll be prettier to look at. She's so vibrant right now, it's so cute. But yeah, since she's been back, I've been really writing a lot more, which has been nice. But now I feel like, I have all this material and I should, talk about the beginning of my MSD story to give people more of a vibe about what's going on with her as my main character of my MSD story, and um, what's just going on in my MSD world altogether. So, I don't have everything like locked down for like knowing about what's going on in the beginning, but I do have a lot of material that I would like to talk about. So I guess we should just start. So what happens is that this girl right here, I have a scene set up where she's basically in, I don't know, she's in a country in Europe. I'm thinking particularly Russia, but I really don't know. But Russia's been in my mind, and I've been like writing a lot of Russian like themed stuff in her in the story so far. So maybe it might just stay Russia. I don't really know. But what happens is that she is on basically this prairie farm that she's been living with, and it's like kind of like a town, I guess. And what happens is that she's all she does is that she loves to read books. She reads plays, and she loves just plays. She loves Shakespeare. Shakespeare is like someone that she really grew into reading as a kid. So she knows one of her favorites actually A Midsummer's Night's Dream, and she reads that all the time. She loves like just plays, like old school vintage plays. And while she's doing that, she's also living on this farm with her mother, this girl that this lady that she calls her mother. And then there is also the lady in white, which I think a lot of people might know who the lady in white is. But there's this lady in white and there's this man in black. And the man in black and the lady in white come and visit frequently, not that often. More so the lady in white comes more than the man in black. And she grows really fond of the lady in white. They have a very mother-daughter relationship, and the lady in white is always reading to her as a kid. And they grow up on this farm with the mother. The mother helps do mundane stuff. She helps around does mundane stuff. She usually just reads. She's a very, very mundane child, which is nice until she grows up. She becomes 14. She's been living throughout her life in this Russian prairie town, until one day the lady in white comes back and she gives her a book and she says, hey, we have to go. Well, you have to go. There is something coming and it is time for you to leave and to move on. So she's like so nervous. She's like, what's going on? The lady in white tells her that she's going to be going to a huge place that's bigger than anything that she'll ever see in the rest of her life. And she's going to be going to, which is, in my story, it's LA. They're in the California area. And you're going to become amazing. She says you're going to become amazing. And you're going to be able to save this world and this timeline. And she's saying all this confusing stuff to her. And, she's like crying. She's nervous. She's like, why is there so much panic? she sees like a whole cornfield like turning on fire, and then boom, like everything goes dark. So when she wakes up, she finds herself in this airport. She has a bag of luggage. She has her passport. She has an identification, and she has this her books. She has like a whole bag of all her books, and one specific book that the lady in white gave her. So she doesn't know what an airport is, this girl. She's never really been to one, so she's wandering around. And then two kids the same age pick her up. They tell her, hey, we are here to pick you up. We know what happened, and we know the lady in white. So immediately she goes like, you know the lady in white? Thank goodness. She's like, what's going on? What's happening? And two kids, two teenagers the same age, they say, we can't really tell you what's going on right now, but for now you'll be going to the same school as us, and you will find your true talent there. Which kind of sounds like iffy. It's more modernized when they say it. Like in my head, like I have a formal way of saying it, but they say, a different modern approach to it. So she is still confused, and they bring her to this house, and this house is like, she's like looking through the like sides of LA, like she's like starstruck. She's like, oh my god, this is like paradise. Like there's so many people. Like she's never seen so many people before, and it also kind of gets her nervous. Like it gets her nervous. But these two kids, not two kids, two teenagers. They will actually be turning into dolls soon, but I don't have them yet. They bring her to the house. They tell her, and they give her a room. Her room's already like made up and everything. And she, she's still nervous. She's like, she asks them questions, and a lot of the questions they can't really answer. But she's like, what are your names? Like I don't know you. And then she's like. Then she realizes, why do I know how to speak English? And then it's just like a whole like powerful like conjuring thing. Even though her English like sounds horrible, she still has like that Russian accent, a real heavy Russian accent. They start telling her a little bit of information. They really can't explain everything to her, because it'd be very overwhelming. So what happens is that she then finds out, they take her to the campus to find out, schooling and everything. And the semester is only like a weekend. Like there's like they had auditions like over the summer, and she's a late entry. She's like, what am I even doing here? They were basically saying, you're going to perform musicals and perform theater. And she's like, really? Like, she's like, that's what I love to do. And then they were like, of course, that's what you're going to do. You're going to find your passion here. And so she's like excited. She has to, take English courses and all the other mumbo jumbo like that. But most importantly, she's going to be focusing on music, theater, drama, which she's really happy about. And then the first day of school happens. Well, the first day for her, it's already been a week in terms of the actual school. So she comes in, and she's like really nervous because she's never been in such a, she calls it like the triple mansion, even though it's the whole entire academy. So she's like walking in nervous. Then these three girls come up, and they're like, who the fuck is this? They're like, who is this new bitch? Like, And you probably already know who three of the girls are. One is Monroe, who's my mini P Chloe. One is Everett, my mini P Leash. And one is Yo-Yo, who is a doll that I want to get. That I tried reselling like 2 times, but it didn't work. So they want to know because they're the top of the whole entire academy so far, from only a week being in. And the new girl is basically like stuttering in her English, even though she knows it all of a sudden. And they're like, like, don't even, like, let's not even paying attention to her. Like, she's out of her mind. So they're like freaking out. Like, the girls are like, who is she? Like, why is she in this program with us? Like, we barely know any information about her. Like, they knew information about every single person in the program but her. So it's really like, they're like, who is this competition? Especially in like the music department. Monroe is a very competitive person, especially in the music department. So she actually bumps into a boy. Then she's like, oh my god, he's like the most beautiful boy ever. The boy ends up being Dev. And she's like low key like stalking the boy while going through classes on the first day. And she's like trying to figure out who he is, and she finds out that he hangs out with the other group of 3, and she was kind of intimidated by them, so she felt like, I guess I won't be able to talk to him anymore because he's like in this crazy group of those 3 crazy ladies that came and attacked her. So time has come for like the music class, and the music class is held in the Performing Arts Center, which is called a PAC from where I used to go in school. And it's like a huge center full of like instruments and like a huge theater. So the music teacher guides them, and she has to sing because everybody has to do warm-ups, and then they show off their talents to find out what a range is, what they put them in for the groups, and all the other stuff. So everybody performs, Monroe performs, and everybody's like, oh my god, she's amazing, like she deserves to be here. My mini Merwin Luxury performs, everybody's like, oh my god, she's amazing, but not as amazing as Monroe. Shade. And then everybody else goes. Everett and Yo-Yo, even though they're skipping class, it's because they want to see like what is so good about this new girl. And the 2 teenagers that are there, they're watching because they want to know too. They're like, is she really as good? But they know inside, like they're just playing it out. They have to act. So she goes up and she performs. This girl right here blows everybody out the water. Like, it's so ethereal and so magical that even Monroe, like, she left because she was like, holy shit, this girl is so good, and I don't know who she is. There's a problem. She's a threat. Monroe's very competitive, especially with her story and how she was brought up. And I will work on that too. But that's all I'm going to share for now because I'm at 14 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm sorry that her wig is like such a mess right now. Like, her thing is like so far back. It's so frustrating. But anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I will talk more about this because I feel like the first day of her arrival into the school is like such a big thing, and it really like twists everybody for a turn because everybody's like, who's this new bitch? But I will be talking about that more. I will be talking more about my stories and stuff. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.